Why don't you both suck it?
How long have you been waiting to hear the words, "The Boss Baby is back"? Well, if you're excited as we are, then you'll be pleased to know that The Boss Baby is definitely coming back bigger and better in 2021. This time around, the sequel to the first Boss Baby movie is Boss Baby Family Business, and we can't get enough of the chubby tiny arms. Except this time, there's a new sheriff in town. With the recently released first trailer for the animated movie, you definitely have an idea of the storyline, but no matter how many times you watch it, there are some tiny details you would have missed. My job is to highlight these hidden messages. So, are you ready? Here's everything you missed in the movie trailer. But first, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We are giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. What's the new storyline? If you haven't watched part 1 of the Boss Baby movie, I suggest you get on it right now. This part 2 is only the icing on top, and let me tell you, will it be a delicious one. Once again, we will be meeting the Templeton brothers, Tim and Ted, who are grown up now and have grown apart over the years as well. James Marsden and Alec Baldwin will be voicing these characters, and of course, you know that Ted was the Boss Baby in part 1. Now that they are both adults, who's the new Boss Baby? Introducing Tina, a badass girl and top secret agent for Baby Corp. She has an older sister named Tabitha, who is being voiced by Ariana Greenblatt. But here's where it gets a lot more interesting. Tina is on a mission to bring light to the deep secrets of the unknown founder of the school, Dr. Edwin Armstrong, and get ready to watch some really wild events. It starts with how our adults, Tim and Ted, become babies again thanks to a special formula from Baby Corp. With that, Tim would become much younger for 48 hours, but we have 2 boss babies in the picture. I guess you see where the name Family Business comes from? While it's expected that Tim and Ted would be able to make better decisions as adults, I guess it wasn't a bad idea as they were supposed to infiltrate a company that makes children really bad. Another interesting angle here is that Tim and Ted will once again rekindle their love for each other as brothers, and we just can't wait to see it. Of course, critics are already commenting on the trailer as a lot of it doesn't make sense. Well, I guess that's what trailers are meant to do. If you understood it all, would you want to watch the movie? The Boss Baby Family Business, directed by Tom McGrath, is set to hit movie theaters in September 2021. Sadly, it had to be moved from its earlier scheduled date of March 26th. We just have to wait a little bit longer. Is the Boss Baby character centered around Trump? Now, here's a connection a lot of people don't see. The character voicing Ted, Alec Baldwin, is known for making Trump impressions on Saturday Night Live, especially before and after the United States presidential elections. But what if those impressions were also references in the first Boss Baby movie? Let's take a look at a few scenes. When the Boss Baby comes into the picture, he's putting on a cute little suit and holding his briefcase. Who else wears this suit? Well, we could say that this is a coincidence, but how about when he got promoted to CEO of his baby firm? The Boss Baby got an office where he sits on a golden toilet just at the top of his own baby tower. Then there's a time where he wanted to take a family photograph. Do you remember what he said when he was asked to smile? He said, "It makes me feel weak." Quick question. Have you ever seen Trump smile genuinely? I mean, okay, think about that while you realize that the Boss Baby is always with a puckered lip scowl. Finally, while Tim, his older brother, is busy working on various things, the Boss Baby spends more time playing with his toy golf set. Every time Tim asks for his help, he says that he's very busy delegating, but obviously he's not. Coincidence or references? The directors insist that the movie isn't connected with Donald Trump, but there are too many similarities to dismiss. Are puppies taking over the cuteness industry? Back to the Boss Baby 2 movie trailer. It seems like the bad guys are always trying to sabotage the cuteness industry for babies. This all goes back to part 1, where the Boss Baby came into the family and succeeded in stealing the attention away from Tim. But then he realizes that puppies were becoming more famous than even babies and decided to destroy the pet industry. Boss Baby gets to work by first finding his, yes, babies, and gets a pie chart to teach them his idea of how the puppy area of the pie chart is higher than the baby area. This gets us thinking about the real world. Are babies still ruling the cuteness industry? Why is the Boss Baby hair color different? As with many movies, there are always some mistakes that are not even noticeable by the keenest eyes. Unfortunately, the mistake in the Boss Baby 2 trailer was quite obvious. It all has to do with the latest Boss Baby in town, Tina. So let's take it back again to part 1. In the first movie, we see how babies come from Baby Corp, a company in the sky that packages new children and makes sure that they have the right attitude before sending them down to their parents. Those that don't have a satisfactory response to the process are sent into middle supervision, where they drink formula formula that makes them babies permanently. Tim had a normal life and was the apple of his parents' eyes until the Boss Baby came along. He was always going on imaginary adventures with his parents who worked at Puppy Co. It didn't take quite long for the Boss Baby to steal their hearts, though. From the moment he came around in a taxi with his suit, shades, and briefcase, after a lot of back and forth, the movie finally ends with Tim growing up and having his own baby, a little girl with blonde hair. That gave us an idea of what to expect in part 2. But you can imagine the shock on people's faces when we realized that the blonde-haired little girl in part 1 is brown-haired in part 2. This is a very obvious mistake, and it gets us thinking, what if it wasn't a mistake after all? We'll just have to wait until the full movie drops, and maybe this time we'll get a clearer picture of why the Boss Babies are mature enough to go to the bathroom, shower, and feed themselves, but still let other people bathe and change them. Is there a lion? It's not unheard of to want to watch a movie over and over again just for the thrill of it. We rewatch movies for a ton of reasons, from their captivating characters to interesting storyline to impressive animation. But here's one more reason why we do that: to discover the hidden Easter eggs throughout the movie. In these movies, there is always something new to find every time you press play. The Boss Baby movie trailer has a lot of those. One of the really shocking ones is what appears to be a lion outside of the window of Tim's house. When Ted arrives on his airplane, an animal rushes out of something that looks like a doghouse, but it's definitely not a dog. As soon as Ted steps into the house, we see an excited Tina rush to meet him while, of course, he is showing off his dollar bills. But if you're not focused on Tina at that moment, you will realize that there's a creature peeking through the window. We have no idea what the animal is, although our first guess is the king of the jungle. Still, wouldn't it be ridiculous to keep a wild animal as a pet? Well, we will find out more about this when the movie's out. Meanwhile, there are lots of other errors and inconsistencies sprinkled around the trailer. Let's take a look at a few of them. What's the deal with Tim's shirt? We want you to look closely every time Tim comes up in his gray shirt. In the first scene, when we see him in his shirt with pajama bottoms, it has a Hot Wheels logo on it. We can conclude that this is the image the animators wanted to go with. Or not. As we move on to other scenes, especially when Tim falls awkwardly on the floor while Ted and Tina have the superhero landing, guess what? No Hot Wheels logo on his shirt. Now that is very confusing. Did they forget to add this in specific sections, or should we believe that Tim can magically change his t-shirt anytime he wants to? While we think about this, we also have to talk about how objects do not seem to stay where they are when you see them at first. Remember the scene in the movie trailer when Tina asks the boomers to suck on it? Well, when she was looking at Tim and Ted bickering at the table, there was no box in front of her. And then, boom, suddenly we have a box where she gets her pacifiers and kicks them at the adults. We also want you to look closely at Ted's shades when he arrives at Tim's house for the first time. When we see the house without the shades, Tim is standing at the window, but on Ted's shades, we see absolutely nothing. No reflection. This is one tiny detail that's so easy to miss, but not for us. Despite all these mistakes and a few confusing aspects, we won't be surprised to see Boss Baby 2 be as successful as the first movie. Movies from DreamWorks Animation are usually very successful, and Boss Baby, released in 2017, raked in a whopping $520 million at the worldwide box office. It even got nominated for Best Animated Feature in the Academy Awards. By September, we will know for sure if the Boss Baby Family Business sequel is as successful as the first. And there you have it. Here's everything you missed in the Boss Baby 2 trailer. What did you like the most about the first trailer to the Boss Baby 2 movie? Let me know in the comments. And that's a wrap. Thanks for watching.